Listen, man, I'm gonna just say this just to say no story mode, no AI voiceovers, no ability to be able to free roam and go wherever you want, no new backstage areas that we can, like, different locations that we can fight backstage. None of that. Same stuff, same backstage areas. No ability to be able to free roam up the stairwells, stair steps in the crowd. Never was able to do that. Never gonna be able to do it. Um, no fighting outside of the arena. No being able to fight in new Times Square, in a new Times Square, a new bar restaurant. Um, no subway station locations that that we could fight at. No fighting inside of the train that could lead us to, the new Times Square location. None of that. We ain't gonna have none of that in 2K26 unless they decide to just go against the grain. What I said, just try to prove a point. But all the things that we want that we could put on our wish list is cool to make content, to make a video. But we all know that 2K they have a whole different group of people over there that's not connected and don't care about the fans and what they want in the wrestling game that can actually make a wrestling game fun. It's all about what they can make off of you, because you buying the game isn't enough. No, 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 no. That ain't enough. We want to continue, getting, cash grabbing you, getting more money out your pockets through my faction and any way that we can, just for us not to, and I'm speaking as the game developer, like I'm a game developer, just for us not to listen to you until whatever that you want, that you want to put in the game, we're not going to listen. We just want your money. That's all you're going to continue to get. That's why this next year, 2K26, I'm no longer buying any more wrestling games, because this is the downfall, man. I mean, the things that would be great to be put in the wrestling games, like back different, like I said, with different locations and being able to, just scrap. Matter of fact, let me just say this, scrap all the backstage areas that you got in 2K25 and from that point before, scrap all that. Get rid of all those backstage areas. We need new, fresh backstage areas, not just backstage areas that 2K known to make, but backstage areas with different rooms that you can go inside. Not one big wide room that you can go all the way down here and you got these sections cut up into different slots the way you just going down and there goes that one location right there and you go past and there goes the parking lot over there. Like, no more of that. We need completely different areas where we can open up doors, the way it can lead to locker rooms, hallways, the things that we've accustomed to seeing in wrestling games in the years before. SmackDown, here comes the pain. And shut your mouth. And so things like that is what listen, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Having stairwells and stair steps that you can't even use when you go in the crowd, and you just basically doing the same thing, because mind you, they restrict you from even going to the other side of the crowd to fight at. Why is always the left side the only side that you got access to fight? What about the right side? Or what about the back side? I mean, at least give us that if we can't go up the stair steps, right? Can't even do that. Only the left side. It's just silly shit. Silly stuff, man. And it's sad. It really is. Like, if you do go backstage, and it's, like I said, it's the same thing every single year with no improvements, and they want to think that they can, by adding the NXT parking lot, which is also restricted, like we're supposed to up and jump and get happy off that. It's just half work, 50% done work that they're expecting you to be happy, but we got to be jumping up and down for my faction. So it's the downfall of wrestling games. It's a wrap, man. I'm gonna just be honest. Until EA Sports, get hold of this, and people like, trying to, clown EA Sports and saying that EA Sports is gonna be worse, and I 100% disagree, because what can be any worse from what we've been getting, which is nothing, no improvement, no nothing. You can say what you want about EA Sports, but just because we've seen, episodes of them, having their little issues or whatever, but it's never been to the point to where we wasn't having fun. Like with NBA Live, you can't say that you ain't have the best gameplay experience for anybody who ever played NBA Live compared to the gameplay that we get from 2K. We talking about gameplay. EA Sports bring fun. They bring something, excitement to where, it feels as if you're in a game and you just like, you in a different world. It's like once you have that experience and the controllers in your hand, EA Sports, as far as they game, like, what are we talking about? NBA Street Volume 2? Go to YouTube and search under that and see how fun the gameplay experiences used to be. That was EA Sports. So you can't tell me they can't bring that as far as like, bringing excitement and giving the fans what they want as far as like with wrestling games. And of course, if anything of competition, you will want to outdo the people, the company, the group of people that was before you. And you would think 2K would want to up their game and try to at least give us everything we would want for 2K26 just to let EA Sports know you ain't gonna be able to top this. Like, where's the fight and the passion for competition? Really, there's no competition. That's why we're not getting none of the things that we want, because it's no one that really has anything to feel like they have to compete for anything. I mean, it should be so simple. When you got people that's consistently supporting y'all year in and year out, and even participating with the cash grabs with my faction, that should be that should motivate you to want to give the people what they want, especially if they, investing their money into the extra stuff after buying the game. The extra stuff meaning, like I was just stating, in my faction, that should motivate any gaming developer team to want to give us okay, since they, getting involved with my faction and they spending extra money and supporting us on top of, purchasing the game, we gonna go all out for them for the next one. That should be the drive, right? But I don't think that we're gonna get that. We should, but because I feel like how many years is this the last year? I think maybe 2K27 maybe the last, on the contract as far as like with 2K making wrestling games before I go to EA. But I think 2K27 the last one. So me personally, man, that's just something that I feel, it's a disconnect, a big gap and a big disconnect. And that's just what it is, man. Because, I mean, the universe mode, like, for y'all to put all this effort into My Rise is just, I just can't seem to, I don't understand. Like, you would rather spend all this time having a created, whether it's a male or female wrestler, go through something, a journey or whatever, when we've been asking for just a story mode, a Road to WrestleMania mode, a story mode for us to compete as WWE superstars, for us to have a journey, for them to have a journey to go through just similar to My Rise. Can't get that. And with My Rise, you have voiceovers with these wrestlers, and it's like you can't get no. What was the excuse again? You couldn't get for WWE wrestlers to have AI voiceovers, but y'all put that in for My Rise. Excuses, just so they won't have to do whatever that we asking of them, and been asking of them. How hard it is to have different locations backstage for us to keep on getting the same thing, but you adding one backstage area for each year. Like, they ain't changing the backstage areas. You getting the same one, but an additional one for each game. If y'all don't realize that, like, we get the same backstage areas, but the only change was, well, not really a change, but the only difference is that we got an NXT parking lot and a damn archive room. Whoop-de-damn-do. And it's all, the archive room is cool, but it's nothing really more exciting because you can't go outside of that archive room. You just stuck there because there's no free room. You got a big ass truck that you can't even move, which is the Stone Cold truck, that you can't even move out the way to go into another location. You can't even drive the damn truck. You see what I'm saying? The slaps in the face of just us just wanting to have something that's fun and that we can control and feel like that we're in control. It don't feel like we're in control when we playing 2K. It feel like they're in control. We just got fucking controls in our hands and we just doing a little something that we call that we controlling, like moves, because the gameplay is not good. Because the reason why I say that is because when it comes down to body damage, the opponent should not be getting up and putting moves on you as if their body is not damaged. They should be holding on to their limbs or whatever that's damaged on their body, whether it's legs, arms. They should be holding their arm. They should be moving slow. They should not be moving at the same speed as you. And you should not be getting damaged quicker just because you got them damaged quicker. I realized that too. Bad gameplay. So, with none of that, this is going to be just another repeat, but a different year with a different number attached to it. And that's a 6 because it's 2K26. You're going to get a Hulk Hogan showcase mode, which no one cares about. And, yeah, man. And a half-ass universe mode with nothing different unless they just decide to go against the grain. We may not get anything we want until 2K27, which is their last year on their contract, which I'm assuming is the last year on their contract. But I'm not buying either way it go. I'm done. I'm just going to sit from afar and just watch the content on YouTube and laugh. Because we ain't getting what we want. You know what I'm saying? Sensei's reality. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. And we out, man. I'll let you later. One love. Peace.